Hello my sweet friends, my name is Adele and welcome back to another writing vlog. We are outside today, so if it is a little loud, I apologize. There's construction going on the other side of our house. It's like across the road. It's not like super close, but knowing my camera, it will probably sound super close, so I apologize for the noise. Also, like I said, I'm outside and it's kind of windy. So if you hear the wind rustling in the trees, just think of it as ambient noise. Dog Meat and I are currently hanging out in the backyard on the back porch. And we are going to be starting the reread of draft 1 of Project DA. And I'm very excited. I have not revisited this story in a while. I think since like the beginning of this year, like February or something. So, and even before that, this was my NaNoWriMo novel for 2020, and then I didn't finish it, and so for NaNoWriMo last year, I continued it and just finished it, but I didn't even reread the whole thing before I started working on it for NaNoWriMo last year. So this will be my first time like fully rereading it since 2020. So I'm excited, I'm nervous. It is a very rough draft. It is, like I said, it's draft 1, but it is, if I remember correctly, at least from what I felt at the time while writing it, it was a lot worse than like draft 1 of Project Orion, for example. So it'll be fun. I'm sitting out here, I've got my iPad. I usually like to print my drafts out. I did not print this one out. I just kind of forgot. Like, I didn't print it out back when I finished it. And now that we have moved, and out here where we are currently living, there's not an Office Depot or a Staples or anything like that near us at all. So technically I could print it out here because we have a printer, but ink is very expensive. And so I went ahead and I have it on a PDF on my iPad. So we're just gonna sit here and read. And I'm not a super big note taker like in the draft, especially in draft 1, just cause like usually with draft 1, like I'll reread draft 1, and then for draft 2, I usually just rewrite the whole thing. I don't really like make edits to the existing draft. I just rewrite the whole thing like from memory. So I don't know if that's the most effective, but that's what I do. So I don't need a lot of room to write, but if I do, I've got my Apple Pen and everything, so and I'm able to write in the margins, so if I do take notes, I can do that. Sorry about the noise. So I'm just now realizing I don't have any sort of chair out here, so y'all are going to be resting on another chair next to me. But I can't really like turn all the way around. Oh my god, why do they do construction right now? Knowing my camera, it's gonna sound super loud. I'm really sorry about that. Also, Alec and I are going to the fair tonight. They're doing like a little county fair over here. So we're gonna be going to that here in about 30 to 45 minutes. So I'm not gonna have like a super long time to write right now, but that's okay. I just want to get started. I'm itching to get started and reread this, and I'm going to be streaming tomorrow morning, so we're going to continue this in the stream tomorrow. So I had written it in Scrivener, and then I just compiled it and turned it into a PDF, which I then shared with myself on Dropbox so I could open it on my iPad. And when it compiled it, it did it like I'm sending it to like an agent or a publisher or something, so it's got like your name, your address, your agent's name, and I'm like, if only, I wish. Ah, look at that. Project DA, chapter 1. Alright, gonna go ahead and start reading. For the first read through, I try not to make too many notes, like I said. I didn't bring my notebook out here with me, so I will probably end up having to go back inside to get a notebook. Or I guess technically I can write in here, just like open up like GoodNotes or something. Guess I'll do that. Okay, chapter 1, we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm so excited, but I'm also very scared. So I just finished the first like scene of chapter 1, and first thoughts, I'm probably going to change this beginning scene. I don't really like how it starts. I think it's a little bit too cliche for my tastes. And that's what I had thought at the time also, but I couldn't think of anything else to start it with. And it's different for me because usually beginnings are like the easiest for me. I usually can come up with a beginning pretty quickly, but I've always noticed that comes more with like my more like sci-fi fantasy, speculative fiction stuff, where there's like action and fighting and stuff like that, and I kind of like to just get in the middle of the action and just like get it going. This, on the other hand, is more contemporary. You know, it's dark academia, it's like college and stuff like that. And so it starts where she's like moving it, you know, she's a freshman in college and she's like moving into her new dorm and it's like saying bye to her parents and everything. And it's just, I think, a little too cliche for my tastes. I'm probably going to change it. It just feels a little lackluster, a little cringy at times. But yeah, so I'm gonna change that. I do enjoy the way that I described the campus and like the college town and everything. Just the description was really good. Obviously it's a first draft, so it's not perfect. It is not as elaborate as I would like, but for a first draft, it was better than I was expecting. And so like descriptions is usually one of my strong points. I'm usually pretty good with writing descriptions, especially of like settings and stuff like that. So that was good. Thought it was gonna be worse and it wasn't. This construction is annoying me. So yeah, we're gonna just keep reading. What time is it? It is currently 4:42. So gonna go ahead, we're gonna go finish this chapter. I don't know how much is left of this chapter, but I think it's like a few pages left. So we're gonna go ahead and finish it. And there's also, since it is a first draft and it was NaNoWriMo, I talk to myself a lot in first drafts. So even though the draft is like 65,000 words, only like 60,000 words of it is actual story, because I have whole paragraphs of like, I don't know what should happen here. I blah blah blah, they do this and they sit here and this happens, but I don't know how to write it. Okay, gonna skip this scene and just go to where they meet this person. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. It's very, very rough. But yeah, it's okay so far. I'll say that. Wanted to quickly show you Dog Meat's handiwork from yesterday. He barreled straight into the screen door yesterday, and just busted through it and ripped it and like knocked the door off its hinge. So, are you proud? Did you do that on purpose? He's been walking through it like a doggy door now, so I'm sure he doesn't mind. He wasn't hurt. He was completely fine. Very weird. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, just finished the first chapter. My battery's low and it's about to die, but overall, not terrible, I guess. Probably gonna change a lot of the scenes because I'm just not feeling it, not liking it. But not as bad as I thought. A little bit of a short chapter. Well, we're on page 12 now of this PDF, this double-spaced PDF, so whatever that means, however you want to count that. Hello everyone, it is the next morning. We are about to start a stream and I'm super excited to get back into reading this. I did not read anymore after yesterday. Also, my camera died, I think, while I was like mid-sentence, so sorry about that, but we're gonna continue where we left off, which is, I believe, chapter 2. And yeah, we're just gonna read and maybe take some notes here and there. Alright, we are in the stream. Hello, hello. Hi everyone. We were about to have a discussion with Rami about peach rings, because apparently peach rings are not universal. So we're gonna have to do that here in a second. What is everyone working on? How is everyone? What are y'all doing? Alright, so I just finished reading chapter 4, or chapter 5. When I compiled it with Scrivener, I guess they added like their own little fiddle, like all caps. This is chapter 5, but chapter 4 is what I wrote. So I don't know if it's chapter, well, it should be chapter 4, but I don't know where Scrivener is getting chapter 5. Anyway. I just finished either chapter 4 or chapter 3, but not terrible. It's super short. These beginning scenes are really, there's not a lot of substance, there's not a lot of length or depth. They're pretty short, pretty simple, straightforward. They're not the most exciting. I'm probably going to change a lot of it, and I don't know how exactly I'm going to change these beginning parts, but it's definitely interesting because with this draft it feels like the beginning is sort of the weakest part, and I feel for me usually, like in my more fantasy, sci-fi, fantastical novels and drafts, the beginning is like the strongest part. So that's interesting. I am not as strong, I think, in general with contemporary stuff or things set in a real life setting. So that's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve, learning process, but it's not terrible, but it's very basic, very boring, not anything special. I think when I reread other drafts in the past, I would follow along with my scene outline so that I kind of match where I am in the draft with where I am in the scene outline, just to kind of see it laid out like that in my head with like the individual scenes and how I wrote them and formatted them. Oh, hi bub. Just sniffing my hot Cheetos. And so I'm not doing that with this one though. I don't necessarily have a reason why. Just kind of, I'm trying to take this read through just more like laid back, casual. Not gonna focus too much on editing or rewriting or how I want to change it yet. I'm just trying to kind of read it like as a reader almost, just taking it in as the story itself, and then when I finish this reread, I'll go back and like make full detailed notes and think about how I can redo it, rewrite it when it needs to change, and get into like the actual brainstorming and re-outlining and everything. So I'm gonna keep reading either chapter 4 or 5. I don't know. I'm just gonna go based off of like what I had written as the chapters and not what Scrivener split it into, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and start chapter 4 and just kind of see how it gets better, hopefully, where it picks up, and keep y'all updated. Good morning, everyone. It is about 10:30 a.m. and I am about to sit down to do some reading. I've already been doing a little bit of reading today. I think I probably read about a chapter, but I'm going to sit down to do some more reading. I'm hoping to get a big chunk of it done today, hopefully. I am home alone for the next few hours or so. I'm just like pacing around the house right now. I think, I haven't been outside so I don't know for sure, but I think it feels pretty good outside, like 60s. So I might sit outside and write I have an egg sandwich actually in the microwave, so I'm gonna go get that. And we will eat probably inside, and then after I eat, we will probably go outside and do some, I was about to say writing, do some reading. Alright, so I was right, it feels very nice outside. It's kind of bright though. I don't think it looks that bright on the camera, but it's pretty bright. I'm in the shade. He is sunbathing right there. We're about to read. I realized all the chapters are like kind of messed up because when I had written it originally, like during Nano and stuff, I would like start a chapter and then I would like, there were a few times where I skipped a part and then went back, or like, I don't even know, but like it'll be like chapter 4 and it'll be chapter 4 part 2, and like that's not how it's going to be in the like the final draft or the final book or anything, but it was just because I was trying to write it for Nano. So all the chapters are messed up. I don't know what chapter I'm on, but I'm on page 67. Wait, no, that's not right. Where'd I go? I lost my place. I'm on page 78. It is so nice outside. It's like 65, 67, like high 60s. And it's so pretty. Like we've got our little pumpkin here. And all the, like the wind is going in the trees and the leaves are falling and it's like fall and I love it so much. We don't get fall in Texas, so I am so happy we're spending fall here, even if it is just for a few months. Alright, we're gonna get to reading, and like I said, page 78. I'm gonna keep reading till I hit page 100 and then I will see y'all again. Hello everyone, it is a few days later. I cannot remember exactly where I was when I last talked to y'all, but I have read here and there. I'm currently on page 117, which is chapter 11. We've kind of started getting into like some of the, you know, the bigger plot points where things start kind of happening. People start being a little more mysterious. Winona is starting to suspect there's maybe something a little bit more to this group of friends than she originally thought. It is a first draft. It's a rough draft, so I'm trying to not criticize it too hard, but there's definitely a lot to change. It's not like terrible in terms of like as a first draft just getting the words down and everything, but it is very much a first draft. So I don't know, there's not much else I think to review or talk about. I've kind of been checking in a little bit here and there with my draft 1 scene outline I had made. It follows it for the most part. It kind of deviates a little bit here and there, but for the most part it follows it. So for planning draft 2, it should be relatively easy to like match up where scenes are and everything. But again, I'm going to be changing a lot, so I'm not really going to be using that a whole lot, but it's been pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. It's just not very well written because it's a first draft. I really, really want to get this done today, so I have locked myself in our room. I'm going to sit here in bed, and I have a few Lindor truffles with me because y'all know that it's like my favorite thing. And I'm going to sit here and read, and we're going to try to finish reading this today. So I just finished chapter 15. I'm about to go into chapter 16. And chapter 15, the one I just read, was like the midpoint of the story, and things are definitely starting to pick up. It's definitely a little more exciting, a little more enjoyable to read. Not that it was never unenjoyable, but it's just starting to pick up. The pace is starting to pick up a little bit. There's more foreshadowing and stuff like that. Again, it's a first draft. It's not well written. It's not good by any means, but plot-wise, it is starting to pick up. This felt like a midpoint. It felt like I could feel the structure and between the individual scenes and plot points and stuff like that. So happy about that. There's a lot in here. As I've said, I kind of just like talk to myself in first drafts, and there are so many points in this where I will stop writing the story for a few sentences, and I'm like, okay, Adele, like this is like, I'm stuck here, but like this is what I'm thinking, blah blah blah. There's so many points where I'm just like, I have to do this, but I don't feel like figuring it out right now, so I'm gonna save it for later, or save it for draft 2, sorry, future Adele. And now here I am, and I hate past me so much. But yeah, still a first draft. It's not great, but plot-wise, starting to pick up, starting to kind of get into it a little more. So I'm happy about that. And yeah, just gonna keep reading. Hopefully we can finish it today. We're now at the, like I said, the midpoint. I don't know how many words we've read, or like I can't remember how many words total, like 65,000 I think. We're just gonna keep reading and just keep getting through it. Okay, so it's the next day. I did not finish reading the draft, but that's okay. Also, I'm talking kind of quiet because Alec is taking a nap in the next room. So we're going to keep reading. I got to page 178 yesterday. So we are working through the plot points. We are after the midpoint, and I don't know how many pages there are left, but we're on page 178. We're nearing where I finished the draft for NaNoWriMo 2020, and I wrote the 50,000 words, so we're like really close to that. So we probably have about 15,000 more words to go. Just finished chapter 20, now we're moving on to chapter 21, page 185. I'm so ready to be done with this. Here's the sleepy boy right here, sleeping with his little frog. Probably also tired of me not being done with this. Hello everyone, I've been so bad at filming, but I have been reading. We are back outside on the patio. Bub is over there somewhere, I can't see. And we are gonna finish this today. We're gonna finish reading this today for sure. I think I've got like 12 pages left. Like I said, I've been reading, I've been working on it. I just cannot for the life of me film. So we are going to finish this today. I think I've got maybe 2 chapters left. Like I said, it's like 12 pages. I'm on page 247 out of 261. So that's 13 pages. So we're gonna finish this right now. We're gonna just keep going. It's again, it's not great. I had a very good brainstorming session yesterday. And thought of just a whole bunch of new stuff about how I'm going to change it and stuff like that. So I'm very like eager to get started on that, on like the prepping and everything. But we're still gonna finish this, even though like it's all gonna be scrapped basically. But we're still gonna finish reading it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. Alright, I just finished it. Finally, I just finished the draft, or I just finished the reread of draft 1 of Project DA. And so we're going to be working on draft 2 for NaNoWriMo, which I've actually kind of been, in my little brainstorming session I had yesterday where I was like redoing just everything in the story. I think I'm changing some of my plans for NaNoWriMo. I will get into that probably in the next video. But for now, the reread is done. Finally. I don't know why it took me so long. It was a first draft, I will say that. It was not good. It was not well written. There were some good ideas. There were some good sentences, I suppose. But like I said, I'm going to be like changing like the whole thing. So basically all of it is like not like the whole plot is basically changing. It's still kind of keeping some of the same themes, but like the plot's changing. It's still dark academia. It's still like settings the same, characters are the same, but the story events are going to be different. So we've got that to work on. But for now, it is done finally. And I think that's really all I've got for this video. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Comment down below, let me know what you thought. Where are you in your writing process, and what are you going to be working on next month for NaNoWriMo? And yeah, I believe that's all. So please subscribe if you are new and have enjoyed your time here and do feel so inclined. It definitely helps out a lot. Same with leaving a comment and leaving a like, leaving a thumbs up. Definitely just super appreciated if you do. But that's all. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.